Hello, pull up a chair and join us in the alcove.
Went by really quickly.
Our cast of characters shrinks.
Oh, yeah. And now Timon disappears too.
We're here with episode 34 of our homebrewed 5th edition D&D campaign, the Chaoslands. As always, before we start, we have a handful of quick announcements, so let's go through them really quickly. Now that we're back, we'll again be going live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on both Twitch and YouTube. Mm-hmm. And you can find our VODs on both services going forward, available immediately after the stream.
YouTube's better quality for some reason.
It is. Give us a follow, a like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We really appreciate it. YouTube link is now at Alcove D&D, which is good because now we have...
just at the Alcove.
Okay, at the Alcove.
Yeah.
That works too.
We have one of our members join.
Oh, we're at the alcove.
We're at the alcove.
Well,
you did it wrong.
Yeah. Well, I think
I asked last time if it makes sense to do at Alcove D&D, at the Alcove D&D, or at the Alcove.
The Alcove is fine.
And we got the
other
Alcove.
non-D&D content eventually.
That's what I'm saying.
One of these days, we will have a one-shot where we will play Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah.
Sure.
Toronto by night. I'm committing myself to doing at least that.
Cool.
While you're following us on the streaming platform, you'll also find links to all of our social media accounts, our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Go ahead and follow those for all of the latest news and schedule updates, as well as awesome character art, profiles, and other fun things. Also, a big shout out to Syrinscape, because epic games need epic sound. Syrinscape is a digital toolkit with a collection of amazing soundscapes and music that we use to improve the ambiance of our game and stream. If you're looking for a way to improve the immersion at your RPG table, go check them out at Syrinscape.com.
You made it. You made it.
I think he is.
He made it. Welcome. Hello.
Now we're only short one person.
Yeah. It's okay. She likes to time flicker and jump.
Alright. Well. Anybody have anything else to say before we get started?
I'm Gucci.
So previously on the Chaoslands.
I like it.
Oh no, our Astra confirmed she might not make it.
More dead puppies.
Is she eating puppies again?
It happens.
Typical Astra.
The Iron Will, after successfully restoring power to Ward 6 with the repurposed repulsor cylinder, began a new leg of their adventure, trying to track down Hezra Kamdena in exchange of Arkmir's freedom from a magical vow of service to Ezekiel Miralar. In this pursuit, you arrived at a safe house of the Silent Razors, a criminal organization that has recently lost pretty much all of their foothold in the city. It was here that you discovered a bloodbath, with nearly half a dozen razors dispatched methodically with next to no physical wounds. Making your way through the safe house, you also encountered Astra, appearing out of nowhere on the second floor of the building, and with seemingly no recollection of being missing in the first place.
She's gotta get worked up.
Despite certain parts of her story not quite adding up, you all continued deeper into the basement cellar of the safe house, and discovered that you had, after all, stumbled upon a small makeshift workshop, where Hezric had been holed up, conveniently. Had been, because he was in very rough shape, bound and beaten within an inch of death by a familiar face. A red-skinned tiefling with black eyes and a goatee, who had introduced himself as Salvir in the past, now introduced himself as Thaddeus, or Ambition. Ambition claimed that his mistress had sent him to facilitate a conversation with Arkmir, using a strange magical orb that was placed within some sort of electrosteel contraption located in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Upon placing his hand upon the orb, Arkmir's consciousness was transported to a strange icy glacier, where he was approached by the now familiar Lady Garnette. She offered him a chance to break free from Lyra and Ezekiel, seemingly out of some sense of kindred and a familial bond of sorts. But while Arkmir was having this conversation, Astra sprung into action, attempting to covertly assassinate Hezric. Covertly. In the ensuing battle, tensions mounted, and after you managed to heal Hezric to recovery, you attempted to stop Astra and Hoku. In the ensuing reaction from Astra upon Hoku taking a, let's just say, fatal wound, caused reality and time itself to temporarily break. sending each of you back to moments before the encounter. It was at this moment that Astra received another vision, that of each and every one of you lying dead on the ground, an eventuality that would come to occur if Hezrick was to live. As she pleaded to you all with this information, you quickly finished off the gnome, causing a small reaction of sorts as Astra, previously in shock and tears, was, and here's what I was gonna say, suddenly replaced by Astra, but disappeared.
I knew she wasn't the real one.
Well, there she goes again.
Something definitely is going on with her. And we will really need to have a conversation whenever she flips back.
Was it similar to last time where it's like we look away and look back and she's gone, or was it just so we saw she didn't see her like
The mirror.
Was it the second he hit Hezrick, she disappeared? Or was there like she was there and then gone?
So the mirror, when she
I'm making you think on the spot.
previously when she had returned to her normal self, the mirror fixed itself.
Okay. Yeah.
If you look at the mirror now, the mirror is broken, but it's broken in a different way. Like there's a different pattern, like different cracks on it this time than it was before.
And we can't see
and I
ourselves
can't
again?
see myself again?
Yeah.
Maybe we should hold on to that mirror.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, but maybe we should.
Yeah, we
Should try holding.
really should hold on to it, though. And maybe we cover it in like tinfoil when she comes back so she can't leave again.
Ambition at this point looks at you all, and he doesn't seem like he notices Astra. It's like, he looks at you all and says, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. He looks at the professor, 5. He looks at the owl, 6, 7. All right. You all wait here. I'll be right back.
Guess
He
we're
turns
ready.
and leaves from the door where you were in this basement chamber. It was almost workshop. Now surrounding the corpse of Hezrick lying on the ground.
Clear talk. Last episode, didn't we end up sending a message already to?
No, he
Lyra?
did not send a message to Lyra. Or
Okay.
Ezekiel.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Cool. First of all, maybe take a quick second to inspect Hezrick and just see if there's anything kind of, I don't know, noteworthy on him.
Make an investigation check.
Hopefully this was all worth it. I mean, I didn't want to act too quickly, but it seemed like whatever happened there.
26.
Not just investigating Hezrick, just taking like a cursory look around the room. You find next to the bedroom itself, there's a small end table / crate that's being repurposed as an end table. Inside of the crate, there's a bunch of supplies, clothes. Seems like things that had kind of just been thrown into the box. So, like somebody had been on the run in some ways. Underneath the bed, you find sheath in like a corner, like a belt with a small pistol in it. Looking around throughout the rest of the room, you find some tinkering tools. Find a small pouch of probably 75 or so gold.
Damn, I was hoping you'd say platinum.
75,000 platinum, give or take. A lot.
Why is it always him finding the money?
I know. This fucking
He knows
guy.
where to look.
Stashes to himself.
This guy has
On
pockets full.
on him himself, as you like just inspect this corpse, you notice on his right wrist there's a small tattoo in the shape of an eye.
Okay. Have we seen this eye anywhere before? Probably not.
Don't think so. And on the left wrist there's a tattoo of an eye, but it's closed, so just like an eyelid.
Open eye, closed eye?
Okay.
Do you show us that, or are you just seeing?
Yeah, I'm just looking at him like, this is kind of peculiar.
It's very
Any of you seen this before?
Actually, one other thing that you would notice, the one on the right, the eye that's open, it seems like there's like cursory work that's been done to try and repurpose that tattoo into something else. Like there's like additional lines and stuff on it, trying to make it into like anything but an eye.
But no. Oh, okay.
It's not fully done. Like it seems like the work was like he was still getting work done before he died.
Right.
But
yeah. It.
on the
What these
open eye,
eyes
not the
mean.
closed eye.
Yeah. These eyes mean, but it looks like he may have been trying to cover up this one here.
It's definitely odd.
Perhaps trying to hide away whatever he used to be a part of. Maybe
Get away
something
from his
to
past.
He's
Yeah.
definitely been involved in some unfortunate things in his past, but
maybe something to do with Ezekiel, and perhaps then. Do I recognize that as any kind of symbol of any faith or deity?
You can make either a religion check or an intelligence saving throw.
Interesting.
This might matter depending on if my saving throws also
Saving
affected?
throws I don't think are affected by your being tired. Exhausted.
Saving throws? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's affected. Disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. So I will do a.
It also
Religion
the
check.
DC for each of these will be different, by the way, and you will get different information.
Well, I'm gonna do it based
Up to you.
off of.
And for context, intelligence saving throws are my way of making memory checks. So
Memory
whether
check.
you, as a character, remember something that you as a player might not.
Right.
Probably religion.
I was gonna do a religion check, but I feel like religion also falls into something that I may remember from my past. So we'll see. Oh, I do have. Yeah. Oh no. 9.
Was that for the religion check?
Yeah.
He needs to sleep more.
No religious significance that you know of.
Okay. As far as I'm aware, there's no religious ties to this, but to be honest, I'm still quite tired, so I may just not be remembering something. If it is, it's not common. So
It's definitely unique. Yeah.
Actually, I think you were the one who realized this before. The definition of the word Golvendalis. That's kind of what keeps ringing in your
Gabagool.
the
yeah,
back
wasn't
of
that
your
like
head.
something about
It was like
justice?
celestial
Right,
and old
salami.
celestial. I think
Yeah.
it was
that's
Kelty
not
who
an
read
eye, that's a
that
piece of
before.
salami.
Yeah, I remember writing it down.
So I'll give you that much, and then you can go through your notes and figure it out. It rings something in the back of your head. Fine.
Okay, I'll just take note of it right now.
Yeah.
I guess since we're waiting here, Keltier, just wonder if I could get your help to let either Ezekiel or Lyra know that we found his ring. And
Do you trust this man and this Lady Garnette? I mean, it would be a shame if Hezrick's life was forfeit. I mean, it sounds like he was going to get in trouble with Miralar anyway, but whatever Astra or that version of Astra was saying seemed... Astra tends to expand the truth a little bit, but when she said that she saw a vision of us and the only option was, unfortunately, to see Mr. Hezrick meet his end, I believed her. For the first time in a long time, I believed her.
Player talk? I don't think she mentioned the vision.
Didn't she say she saw
I
it?
think you said something. I don't know.
I swear she
She
said
did.
she saw us die. Or I don't know if it was a vision, but she said she saw
Yeah,
us
she
die.
said, "Did you guys all see that?" And
Yeah.
we said we saw like whatever.
Yeah.
She said, "I saw you all dead."
But she may not have said it was
Yeah.
a vision.
I don't know.
But
about
either way,
vision,
she
but
did say that we were
Yeah.
dead. Oh, she said she did.
She did.
Okay.
So I mean, do you trust them? I mean, you kind of spaced out for a little bit, twice in a way, because it was very weird when we went
The orb
back.
that you had touched before,
Yeah.
that you let go, has now stopped spinning. It's just still there.
okay.
The device itself seems to not be doing anything. It's just kind of sitting there. And before, while there was like some sort of sparks or stuff happening,
Yeah.
there's nothing there now.
Now it's just
It's
off.
off.
Okay.
So, I just want to make sure you're confident. I mean, it is your life on the line here.
It seems like a bit of that decision was made ahead of time, but I think Miralar made it clear he would be preferred them alive, but if they were dead, it seemed like it was alright too. All I can do now is kind of hedge my bets and sending Hezrick's body to Miralar may cover me on one end, and working with Lady Garnette may help me if the other path fails.
Well, doesn't this pay your debt?
Depends if he sees it paid. If Miralar thinks of this as paid. I mean, he did give us 3 names after all.
Well, he wanted one.
It's true, but he is
I don't know if we're ever
a powerful, evil man.
if my debt will ever be paid off to Miralar. Yeah.
Evil is debatable.
Chaotically not good. More right side of neutral, or left side of neutral than right.
Don't believe I'll ever think that my debt is paid off to him, so
Well,
at least losing this leash that he has on me will be a good first start.
Do you have a history with Lady Garnette? She at least seems to have some interest with you. I'm not asking you to tell us everything that's happened in your life, to each their own.
let's go back to the beginning.
I'm just wondering, is she someone that we can trust? Or are you playing... Oh, do we need to be on guard this whole time and be careful?
I think we can trust her. At least
I mean, he was pretty quick to attack us when fake Astra did her
well, yeah.
thing. That was very odd of her. I mean, if that was Astra, but Astra in a different timeline.
Are we having this conversation in front?
He left.
Oh,
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
left the room.
Oh,
Yeah, he went.
He's just sitting there.
He's like, you can trust me.
just like blood on the
It's like,
Well, whatever happens, if you trust them, I trust you, and just know we'll have your back, and we'll get you out of this one way or another.
I mean, to be honest, there's some kind of background that I share with them.
The news dad thing.
Evident, if it wasn't evident enough with Salvia and myself and our appearances.
Not all tieflings look alike. I just want to put that
I mean, Astra's purple, you're red. And the other guy is also red, but he looked a bit
evil me.
He looked a bit different when he was attacking us.
Yes. It appears perhaps there's a lot more power there than what first meets the eye.
Was that his true form? Is he hiding himself by like looking alike? Kaltir?
I mean,
Artmir, sorry.
you grow twice your size when you get a little angry, so...
Fair point.
It's time to get real low. What are you gonna do to calm you down?
You can hear footsteps coming down the stairs towards the room.
It appears our escort may be returning.
Can I take a look at the machine? I want to see if there's anything I can ascertain from it, like the materials that it's made of, or like what
Make
it
an Arcana
does.
check.
Huh?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh shit!
Oh shit.
There was a coin purse in the vault as well.
Ooh.
In the vault with the letters and the notes.
Yes, I believe there was. I don't remember how much coin.
45,000
One day will work.
Just roll like 3d6.
Oh no, making me roll is the worst. Like, please just decide.
Oh no!
A 1 and a 1 and a 6.
There was 8 platinum inside of it.
Yay, it was fine. I really wish you said like copper. There was 7 copper and a button.
Very cool.
18.
Okay. Whatever the device is, the first thing you notice is that it's off. The second thing you notice is that it's actually not one device. There's two things, and both of them look very different. The orb that is sitting on top is almost completely separate from the rest of the device. Kind of just sitting there. And it seems to be made of this strange blue-black stone. Inscribed across its surface are all sorts of runes and shapes and like strange... It's almost like fluid water itself, like running across its black stone surface.
Interesting.
The machine is electrosteel. It has like a small compartment at the bottom for power, ostensibly. Has these 4 arms that are potentially used for assembly or workcraft. It seems like a rudimentary workbench, but more sophisticated than any that you've seen. In many ways, even like the big one, you would recognize that that's a very cool design. It's
Well,
unique.
jot down some-
It's a workbench that can help build stuff,
So
and it's not
cool.
just on its own. Like, it's interesting.
Yeah, I guess that's would have been like after we.
But there are two different things.
I would sketch the workbench part more than the other thing because that would catch my mind. But yeah, just quickly sketch as much as I can before dude comes back. But
How big is the orb?
It's
big,
about a little bigger than a basketball.
yeah,
I wanted to take it. Okay. I mentioned everything that I find to the group.
The door opens and in steps.
Before he would have gotten
Before you
back,
come
I would have sent a message. Was there anything you would have wanted me to say before I? Because you just said like send a message, so I don't.
Yeah.
I only have so much that I can say.
Well, Ezekiel, I miss you. And,
Hi Ezekiel, this
Hey,
is the
Ezekiel, it's
Iron
me.
Will Arkmir here, sending you a quick message. I am done.
I was just gonna let him
How
know.
are you?
Hazarek is here. And that's
yeah, we found Hazarek.
No.
He's taken care of, and he's in. I guess we have the address of this place.
Kind of.
We know
Kind
where
of a
it
safe house
is.
at the
Yeah.
end of an alley next to the Red Street Bazaar, across from the shop that sells clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
essentially, there's no street. It's an
Yeah.
alleyway. So.
But basically that.
Yeah.
He probably
He might already
knows.
know about this
Yeah,
building.
he knows where you are anyway.
All right,
Are you sending to Ezekiel or to?
Ezekiel, not
Lyra.
yeah.
She dangerous.
She would curse you somehow too.
On behalf of Arkmir, we have Hazarek here taken care of.
10.
That's 10, yeah. Ward 5,
Yep.
near Red Street Bazaar.
Red Street is one word.
Yeah,
So you're. How many words do you have total?
25?
You have 10 left.
We have like 9 or 10
Yeah,
left.
10.
Yeah. Safe house, end of alley. He's yours.
Say, I love you.
No.
From
I hate you. Release Arkmir now.
Effective. Surprising. Return to the Mushroom Lounge. We'll free Arkmir. And see what comes next.
Scared. I'm so scared. I assume the guy's back, right?
He's coming down. We can assume that all of this stuff was happening before he.
Yeah, I just don't know how long he was gone for because we were doing.
He will not that long.
So you're
Yeah.
relaying that, I guess, to us.
It depends.
Oh, I see.
Because like you inspected the body and like we were having conversations. I don't know how long he was actually gone for.
I
If
got
we
a
had time to
that's
like
broken
do all
Since
this,
I went to
Oh,
the
it's the orb thing, yeah.
Yeah.
that's a DM question.
There's enough time for you all to do some stuff.
Okay.
That's
Return to the
He
mushroom.
wants us to return to the Mushroom Lounge. He said he will remove whatever has been placed upon you. I get the sense he wants us to continue working with him, though, so...
More work.
At this point, it's your call. I know that you want to go visit Miss Garnette.
The path is yours.
It may make sense. It could make sense to go see Miralar first. And see how that plays out. But I did. If Lady Garnette can take care of us, then I can't see why we need to go back to Miralar and have anything to do with him.
Connections could be cut right there.
Yeah. I'd like to go see Lady Garnette.
Sure.
Then we'll follow you.
Is that going to incur you another debt?
I don't believe it will, but we'll find out.
We could meet Miralar in neutral ground. Propose.
It's not meeting him in Mushroom Lounge that I'm worried about. I think it's really just if he gets the opportunity to tell us something else that we need to do, then I think it gives him a reason to hold on to us. Now we've done everything we need. The only reason I would go back to him, like he thinks, is to remove this whatever he has over me. If I can get rid of that with someone else, then there's no reason to see him again.
Let's just hope you can remove it without seeing him and it doesn't put you in more danger, but we'll be there nonetheless.
It's at this point that the footsteps stop at the bottom of the stairs and the door opens, and stepping inside is a figure you don't recognize.
Uh-oh.
Pale-skinned, half-elven,
How pale.
goatee on his face.
Does he look like this dude? Just a
He's
different-
dressed the exact same,
Okay.
but his appearance seems to have shifted
Cool.
to a normal half-elf male, like short-length hair, very nondescript. He's pulled a hood up over his head.
Can you do that?
Sitting on top of his shoulder is a large crow.
Rufus.
As the crow looks across at all of you, caws once.
I squint the eye towards the crow, and my hand slowly travels to my belt.
Random question: you picked up the pistol
Yes.
from under the bed? Okay, good.
I didn't know that's significant. Okay.
I'm just making sure.
Pistol.
Always write down what you have.
I just
write
write
down-
pistol.
As the figure walks in, don't be alarmed. This is simply, let's just say, one of my more palatable appearances. You can call me Thaddeus in this appearance in particular.
Okay, ambition.
He walks past you all towards the orb that's sitting in the back. He lifts up the orb with both hands, almost effortlessly.
Oh, it's electrosteel. It's probably light.
The orb is stone.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Man.
Black and blue stone
so
with
strong.
runes carved all across it.
Strong boy.
He walks over to you all. You all ready?
Is that yours?
Well, it's not mine, but I brought it here.
We're getting touchy.
What does that do?
Many things,
Does it let Sauron see you?
not quite.
I picture it as that thing.
Much bigger than that.
Yeah.
Well, stand around.
I see you.
He holds it and he begins to chant something. You recognize the language of the chant as Infernal. The orb, some of the different runes around the orb begin to light up. And as they do, in the room around you, on the floor, runes begin to appear. 1, 2, 3, 4. The runes begin to appear all around you in a circle. And then connect to each other
Do I understand what
over
he's
the next maybe 5, 10, 15 seconds. Make an Arcana check.
To understand what he's saying? Infernal?
Yeah, make an Arcana
If
check.
only we had a character
But I
here
speak
with us
infernal.
that speaks all right.
She doesn't speak
Oh,
all
she
languages.
reads all. Never mind, she wouldn't understand it. We're useless.
I think it's 17.
He's casting a spell. You can tell that.
Right.
It's not just words
Words.
in Infernal.
Yeah.
You don't identify what he's doing, but it's also very intimately tied to this stone. It doesn't seem like he himself is casting it. He's activating the stone with an arcane spell
Gotcha.
of sorts. These runes that are appearing, all of them are almost like a pale bluish color. And as the circle forms around you, he holds the orb out and drops it. As he drops it, the orb hits the ground, splits in half, and disappears. And as it does, the entire ground, a ring forms around all of you and begins to shimmer. And you all instantly teleport away.
Ooh.
Nice.
Just imagining Hezrick's body coming with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like we picked the wrong red tea.
And all of a sudden, you're standing in a gazebo.
A gazebo.
Very holy gazebo.
What an epic
It actually is a very epic gazebo, maybe 30 feet across.
Wow.
Oh wow.
It is raised at least 5 feet off the ground by like stairs that lead out into a vast courtyard. The courtyard itself seems filled with some sort of strange, like low-hanging mist. in some way. But it's sunny and bright and warm within the gazebo. The 15-foot tall dark wooden pillars that are forming the octagonal shape of the gazebo. Around them are scattered nearly half a dozen cushions, draped with lavish silks and other sort of like decorative measures. Among these accoutrements, there are a couple of decanters half filled with wine, some glasses, a strewn goblet. Seems fairly messy, to be honest.
The orgy just wrapped up.
In one corner stands a long-stemmed pipe that seems to be attached to an ornate vase, and the vase is in a rather vulgar shape. Outside, as you look out from the gazebo, you see in the distance a well-trimmed and maintained hedge maze, perhaps like maybe 10, 15, 20 feet to your left. A stone walkway leads out from the stairway that goes down from the gazebo, and the walkway is lined with all sorts of flowers and roses. It leads to a large statue in the middle of a topless mermaid pouring water over her head and body into a fountain that sits in front of a large double door leading into a large manor house.
Cool.
It is ostentatious and overpowering. There's a sickly sweet smell in the air, almost like roses and perfume. It's unlike anything that some of you have ever seen before.
Only some of us. This is home for you.
Yeah.
The manor itself is, perhaps surprisingly, only a single story high. But the tall windows seem to indicate that the inside must have quite a remarkable ceiling.
I'm gonna write that.
Add to that the tall, gabled roof, and the building stands quite majestically within the grounds. Which, as you can see from here, looking out past where the almost like low-hanging mist spreads, surrounded by a tall, hedged fence, reaching perhaps 15, 20 feet high, adding to a sense of isolation and privacy to this entire estate. The most notable structure of all, however, immediately catches your eye. To the back right of the manor house is attached a tower. The round tower stretches at least 4 or 5 stories in height, with only tiny slits for windows located rather sporadically around the structure. At the top of the tower stands a square room with balconies on either side that you can make out from here. As you stand in this very different place, what do you all do?
I'm immediately looking at like the skyline to see. Can I tell whereabouts we are? Are we still in Sema? Like, can I see one of the spires anywhere?
You can see the spires off in
Okay.
the distance.
Okay.
Where are we?
Oh, at Lady Garnette's manor.
Does it work too?
This doesn't work too?
Yeah.
How come it looks so different?
This is a pretty
Wow.
epic
Gonna
gazebo.
pull out an apple and just eat it.
Oh, it is.
Mermaid.
Many an event occurs here. In fact, I think some of the remnants of the event from last night are still here. Try not to dig around too much. You might find some things hidden under the cushions that you might not enjoy.
Like
Um,
what?
Would you like to wait here as I go and fetch Lady Garnette, or would you like to accompany
magical.
me? It's honestly up to you.
We can accompany you.
Very well. Let's make our way to the tower.
Oh, cool.
He exits the gazebo and begins to stroll down. Almost as soon as he exits the gazebo, the crow flies off and flies up to the tower ahead of you, almost into the balcony. And just disappears outside.
So do we see anybody? Like outside here, in the yard, in the maze? Well, I guess you wouldn't see in the maze. Well, unless they're just going in.
Stragglers of the party.
Yeah.
Don't see anybody else.
No. Nobody. Is there anybody up in the tower, peering down at us?
Make a perception check.
Does any of this look like an illusion? Like, is there anything shimmering, like the bushes? There's a spot that's
Make a perception check.
cool.
To get rid of this.
19.
It's
sucks.
always one really good one and one fucking terrible
It
one.
sucks, right? Yeah, man. It
I rolled
sucks.
9.
You need to rest.
19 on perception.
You look around and you don't spot anything illusory.
Interesting.
As you all exit the gazebo and step into the grounds itself, the mists are cold. The gazebo itself was warm and very cozy and comfortable, but as soon as you leave it, it's unreasonably cold. Much colder than anywhere in Schema, by far.
Did you say the mist is covering the ground outside the gazebo?
It's low hanging outside the gazebo throughout pretty much the entire courtyard, sporadically in places, spread out, it occasionally peters and swells, and
Can you see the ground?
you can see the ground.
Oh, okay. It's not
As you
trying
step
to
out, you can
mask
see the
the
ground. It's
ground.
not super high.
Okay. Okay.
Like maybe half
Just
a foot.
adds to the ambiance.
Yeah.
It's cold though. It adds to more than just the ambiance. It is cold.
It's odd. Do you know what's up with the mist?
No idea actually. But
Feels
this
nice.
cold is something that feels familiar.
I rather like it.
Feels a bit like home.
Well, it doesn't quite feel like home to me, but I enjoy it nonetheless.
You all exit and make your way down the stone pathway, which, as you reach the fountain in the middle, you turn to the right, begin walking along this rose-hedged walkway of sorts towards the tower. You can make out from here that the tower has an entrance of sorts, a raised entrance with a stairway that comes down. The entrance would probably be the door itself would probably be on the second floor of sorts, and then there's a stair that comes down to where the stone pathway ends. That seems to be where Thaddeus' ambition, whatever you want to call him, is leading you.
Don't remember it looking like this last time we were here. There doesn't seem to be any sort of magic.
Last time we were here.
Didn't we go to Lady Garnette's place?
No.
What? Did we? Where did we go?
went to a friend of yours'
Oh,
mom
yes.
Yeah.
in Ward
Oh,
1
but
who
what did-
Garnette was disguised as.
Gotcha,
at
that's
the
why I'm
other
mistaken.
place.
Okay,
Yeah.
ignore that last thing I just said then.
Wait,
She was
you've
threatening
been
that
here
lady.
before.
Yeah. Oh shit, my disguise.
Imposter Astra, now imposter Big One.
Okay, ignore that last sentence.
This doesn't look anything like Schema.
I'll say that instead. Yeah. Fucking disguises and fake people.
Can all of you make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh god, rip.
Wait, what is this? Charmed or frightened? You ain't charming my ass.
16. My best wisdom saving throw yet.
19 and a 2. I rolled an 8.
Is that a 9 for you?
Yup.
10.
So
8.
9.
10.
16.
It had to be.
Calther, Timon, and Big One. You swear you hear voices in your head.
I always hear a voice.
Whispers of sorts, some sort of like soft laughter.
It's a very merry place.
This is creepy.
I agree.
Would
Almost like a
I be
soft
scared of it? Like,
stinging
would Mike Webb be scared of it?
Probably.
Oh, this is very pleasant.
Like a soft, almost like a singing sound.
Yeah, I don't think Big One would react. He'd just be like,
Oh, that's nice. Very lovely.
I'd be still looking around, seeing if I see anybody or I can tell where it's coming from.
It's very inviting here.
Make a perception check.
And
Realistically.
is there anything about what's the fuck is his name? Thaddeus.
2.
Like, is there anything about him that gives me an air of suspicion that I might be walking into a trap or anything?
Make an insight check.
Is he walking like he just set up the trap?
I don't know, like
He like keeps looking back.
Make a perception.
behaving weirdly or anything. like
Come
that?
this way.
Yeah, I need to use this advantage for that.
Make sure you step on these stones.
Well,
He's walking far enough ahead of you, and like it's hard to get a read on him, really. And like with all the unnatural things that are kind of around you, you seem kind of like unable to really get too much of a read. You're just distracted by these strange sounds that you're hearing.
Does it sound? Is it like it's trying to torment us, or it's just like ambient, like party sounds? Like if we were at a party.
Yeah, does it sound like anything that we may have heard before where it was like charming type stuff? Like,
Well-
I know we weren't being charmed, but did it sound like a charming type song or?
It sounds like ambient party noise.
Yeah, I was mostly just trying to get if it sounded like the whispers and the stuff like that were directed at me,
There's
or
no-
it's like it's just
Doesn't seem
around. Okay.
But we don't see anybody.
What did you roll for your perception check?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Timon, your passive perception is high enough at this point that you would notice just while walking, and maybe this is what distracts you a moment from ambition. In one of the mists that's swirling around, you think you see almost like a figure that's just floating past.
oh, dude, did you see that? Did you see that?
There's mist everywhere.
Did you see the figure on the mist?
I
Rats,
look.
what
Do I
is
see a
this?
figure?
You didn't see the figure.
I don't see anything.
Rats. I fumble in my pocket and I put the ring that I bought from the.
Oh, the like ghost ring or
Good call. Good call.
I like it.
I think you might need to attune to that, but
You can still put it on
Right
right
now,
now.
you don't need to care. You don't
It's a
have to
safety
get
blanket.
False sense of
Yeah.
security.
Definitely just a.
as you all turn towards this tower, the road, the path itself almost like curves to the left towards it. You walk past a tall statue of sorts,
Naked
or you
woman.
think it's a statue. It is a naked woman trapped inside of a solid, almost like block of ice.
I'm getting Yennefer type vibes party that she hosted the sex party in Witcher.
The woman is a statue,
Okay.
but the ice is ice. It's normal.
What?
It's almost like an ice sculpture with a statue inside of it.
It is a statue.
It is a statue inside of an ice sculpture.
Okay. As in, it's not a person who is frozen in ice and is now
No,
being.
It's
No,
a statue
statue.
in a block of ice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's naked.
Yes. The
Positive.
statue is.
That's the most important part I got from that.
What's with the ice block here?
Do I
Yeah.
recognize the statue in any way? Is it-
Make a religion check.
Oh god.
Does it look like Arknir?
I'm not very religious.
Or a history check.
While
or...
they're casually talking, I'm scared shitless of this mist, and I'm looking around to see if I see.
I rather
They're
enjoy
about the
this
same.
place.
It's a cool little place.
Not 20.
You just the only thing you can think about with the cold and the ice is the visions that you've had. Right? The
Right.
ice seems like a recurring theme. Figures within ice, figures trapped within ice. And especially as you turn the corner and you look at the tower itself,
It's ice.
from the above the door, there's a banner that's hanging. The banner itself is an icy white with a silvery, almost like blue trim to it. But the sigil is a thin bladed black sword that's not quite a sword. It seems like it's a sword made of shadow.
Thin, black.
But it's piercing a large octagonal red gemstone.
So it's a
In the
black
shape of-
sword,
Yes.
piercing.
A large
Red.
octagonal red gemstone.
A large
At the bottom of the banner,
red. What shape?
Octagonal.
Octagonal.
at the bottom of the banner is drawn mountains of sorts, snow-covered peaks.
Yeah.
And the entire banner, aside from the red gemstone, the entire banner seems to be very much styled around. It feels cold to look at. So nice.
Do I know anything about what's the rec state in the north called again? Or the
Icefall?
North Icefall? Yeah. Like, have I heard
Make a history check.
in any of the schooling that I did or anything?
I would also try to think about
Dirty
it, but it probably
20.
hurt me. So.
Nat 20.
Don't know anything specifically that would tie this banner to Icefall.
Okay.
You do know that Icefall is located on the edge of the mountains of Casmac's Teeth. It's
Don't
pretty
know
cold
anything about,
there.
Like, the colors or like obviously our word purple or there's a schema. I don't know.
You faintly recall something about the armies of Icefall being this elite
Probably not.
guard
Probably
unit
not
that
enough.
wears like black and blue armor, but
Still stretch
Not
at this
much
point.
else.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
nothing
like
that match,
share.
nothing related to this
Sure.
banner immediately connects you to that,
Yeah,
which is
no, that's
information in and of itself.
Yep.
But if it hasn't become clear already here, the people here obviously favor the cold. This mist, the ice, it's an important part.
I'm starting to get that.
Well, it doesn't feel that cold to me.
Is
I
the-
also have thick skin.
There's nothing like it's not cold enough in this room to maintain that block
Nope.
from in the cold, right? Okay. If I'm not gonna actually touch it, but if I get close to it, like it is very
Mountain
cold.
peaks at the bottom.
Okay.
She'll lick it.
Oh no, he got his tongue stuck.
Okay. Yeah. Keep walking.
Ambition leads you towards this doorway. Guess we just knock. Hopefully she's here. If she said that she would meet you, then she should be. As Duke traces his way up the stairs, reaches the door, knocks. Do you all follow, or are you?
Following our
Yeah, after you, I guess.
I'm just looking over his shoulder, uncontrollably scared of the.
I'll just put my arm around you.
It's okay. Just wait.
Like, do I
holding-
see any more misty people?
We've had a long day.
Pull it out to the
Not
right.
really.
No?
Just like pointing it at the mist.
You, as you reach the door, the top, the door opens and a burst of warm air comes through and almost like covers you all. As Ambition steps inside, you all follow. You find yourself in a large square chamber, as opposed to the round shape of the tower.
But it was square at the top, right?
Yes,
But we're not at the top. Or we didn't
you're
go
at the
enough
second
to get to
floor.
the top.
you're at the second floor. It seems like a sitting chamber of sorts. There's maybe 3 or 4 ornate armchairs.
It's a very lovely
There's
tower.
a fireplace that's crackling on the right, the source of this warm air. Lavish carpet. The carpet definitely has a nude woman drawn upon it, with pointed ears this time. It's ostentatious and gaudy. There's like large candelabras that are just standing across in different places. There's a bookshelf in the back, a staircase that seems to spiral up to the next floor in the back left corner from where you are, from where you enter. Standing at the top of the staircase, there's a terrace that's looking down at you. You notice a woman.
Is she naked?
She is red-skinned with long black hair, pitch black eyes.
Is it Arkmer?
There's an undeniable similarity. She's wearing a long, sleek black dress with a very low-cut
Lady Garnette.
chest area.
One of those.
Chest region area. Chesticles.
She has a corset on. It's very much. She is intimidatingly beautiful. That is essentially the vibe that you get as she stands at this terrace looking down upon you.
Not my type.
Probably 6 feet tall.
Now we're talking.
So tall.
She's looking down from the terrace at all of you.
Is Arkmir short? Arkmir short?
Yeah, he's not that tall.
I'm not that tall either. She's taller than
I'm
all
not
of us.
that tall.
You're the... Yeah.
Oh, well, welcome. The Iron Will, was it?
Correct.
Very well. She begins to walk downstairs, and you hear the click-clack of heels coming down the spiral staircase. And she comes to the landing below. Please, have a seat. Would you like anything to drink?
Oh, would it be rude to ask for a water? As long as it's not Ward 8.
Yes. Specifically, only Ward 8.
Ward 8.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, remember when we went to
It was specifically
We have a huge water drought here.
Yeah.
What do you want to drink? Water.
Hey,
from your
sounded good at the time.
As you're looking at her on like a small table in the middle of these armchairs, there's a large mug that all of a sudden is just sitting there, just full of water.
See, you're not going to sway me with another beautiful red tiefling like our last campaign. I won't fall for it.
Sorrow.
Yeah.
I'll just go over. Oh my.
Would you have any ale?
As you say that, a couple of seconds later, there's a mug, a stein of sorts
This
sitting on
place
the
is
table.
wonderful.
This is
A mug
wonderful.
of ale. For the two of you.
I'm alright, thank you.
I'm fine as well.
Very well.
How does the ale taste?
It's good.
Is it just good?
It's just good.
This place is magical. Another one.
I should have done it earlier. Never mind. Fuck.
Need to
I'm
rinse.
glad to finally
No.
meet in person, Mr.
wanna
Cross.
cast it.
Yes, it's interesting how we had to meet, but I agree. I'm glad to meet in person.
Indeed.
Before we proceed any further, just like you know, that we've let Ezekiel become aware of where Hezrick's body is, and he has let us know that I can return to him to remove whatever the spell is that he's placed on me.
One moment. She begins to cast a spell.
Are you saying you've never met her before? She looks just like you.
I'm trying to see if I can figure out what she's doing.
Make an Arcana check.
Yeah.
Oh, my big wrong.
Here we go. 2. Okay, not a 2. 13.
I think you have cast this spell before, which
Okay.
is why you recognize it. She's casting See Invisibility,
Huh.
and as she casts it, her eyes go from this black
Remember how I
pitch
just said
pool
fuck?
That's what you
to
wanted
ice
to
the
do.
white.
I want to do it, but like you can see that she's casting it. I was like, oh, can I subtly do it? It's like it requires everything.
Yeah.
Nope, should have done it before I came in the room.
She looks around, above and around you, and begins to cast another spell
Oh, that's great.
immediately.
Yeah, I know what she's doing.
Make an Arcana check.
This place is wonderful.
11.
Again, I think you have cast this very spell in this very situation before, so
it
you're
the
able to
bubble?
recognize it as spell magic. She points at a spot wiggly above Arkmir. Closes her fist. Well, that will keep Miss Loveless out of our affairs for the moment.
I'm falling in love with this woman.
Though it does mean that he and her, maybe just her, are aware of the fact that we met. Could prove consequential, perhaps. Just for your information.
Are you enemies?
That's a complicated question.
Are you allies?
That's also a complicated question. Let's just say we have interests that align in some avenues and that wildly diverge in others.
Sounds complicated.
Could you not convince him then that since we have cleared, or I have cleared my debt to him, that you clear me of Lyra's spell?
Oh, I think I can deal with Lyra's Miss Loveless's spell on my own. I don't think.
I just don't understand why
It
it could be consequential for us.
enlighten me for a moment. How much do you know about the political situation in the city?
Well, I mean, a little bit. I mean,
We're talking about Galadrin, or
I think there's a number of parties at play now. We obviously have the Artificer Council, and then there's
You
the
know that Mr. Miralar holds sway over the majority of Ward 3.
correct?
He is quite possibly the most powerful person and influential person in that ward, and he has expanded recently into Ward 4 as well. Let's just say my interests within the political sphere lie within Ward 2. In a similar sort of manner, you could say. Now, the Arcanists here in Ward 2, many of them didn't really ascribe to the political systems of the city, until the political systems of the city just so happened to be overturned very recently. The Artificer Council no longer... Let's just say the Artificers of Ward 1 are no longer the only people who decide the direction of scheme.
That's fair.
Is that because of Miss Halfstep's disappearance?
Yes, that was perhaps one of those situations where my interests and Mr. Merilar's interests aligned. Not her disappearance, of course. I have nothing to do with that. But more so the decisions that were taken after it was publicly revealed that both the chief engineer and the Primarch had been missing.
Yes, we were actually
It was
aware.
clear that the Artificers had led the city astray in some ways.
I don't know if that's entirely fair, but continue.
So, I believe the initiative at this point is to assemble a new council of sorts, one that provides equal representation to all wards within the leadership and stewardship of the city. You are looking at one potential member of said council. Mr. Merilar is potentially another member of said council. Now, Ezekiel Merilar is a very, reclusive individual. It would surprise you to hear that he never leaves the Mushroom Lounge. He has a lot of influence, but very hard to get him out. In fact, the invitation to my party that I extended using Ambition, my associate here, that was more so in jest. I simply wanted to aggravate him momentarily. Perhaps to invite Miss Lovelace out of the city, out of the ward, though. For Miss Lovelace, she is an interesting individual, and I would love to know more about her, which is why I planted that mirror in her private chambers. Now, unfortunately, after we interacted using said mirror, which I'm not sure all of you were aware of, the enchantment on the mirror weakened, and its ability to keep itself hidden was put at risk, and Miss Lovelace did discover it, and we have had a few chats since then. And it was through her that I learned about the enchantment that had been placed upon you.
I see.
So, what would you all wish for me to do? Because it is fairly straightforward, or it should be fairly straightforward for me to remove this magical vow. But I'm not sure if you would like me to do so. Perhaps you would like to maintain it and return to Ezekiel Miralar and have him remove it to show that your alliance still stands. It matters not to me whether you choose to ally with me or not, to be honest.
At this point, if he's already aware that we're here, I'm sure I'll be questioned in terms of
Oh, I'm sure you will.
what's my what my relationship with you is, and
I'm
worries
sure
me
he
a bit.
already doubted that that there was no relationship between us, simply based on our appearance.
Are you two related somehow?
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
Look is strikingly familiar, although you're much taller than him.
You're both fairly short.
How much do you know about tieflings?
Oh, well, I know Arkmir, and we have another friend named Astra, who is actually purple, a little different, but I think I know quite a bit.
Colorful individuals.
Likes
are.
money.
That's debatable.
That's all I know about you guys.
Let's just say any physical similarities between tieflings is not perhaps by relation.
Oh,
It is more so by destiny.
so you two are destined to each other.
We have similar paths, I believe.
Well, I mean, I already know more about you than Miralar told us about him. You're pretty straightforward. He
Ezekiel
wasn't.
is a very secretive individual, and I would also love to know more about him.
Do you know he has a weird little statue in his bedroom?
I did not know that he has a weird little statue in his bedroom. Can you describe the statue for me?
Wasn't it a female as well?
It
Did it
was.
look anything
Yeah.
like the ones outside?
No.
Oh, well, I'll describe whatever I saw. I don't remember. Mike doesn't remember, but I'll describe it. I know it was a female with like a red light on it.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Otherwise, the big one's about to lie.
gonna mention.
Oh, not bad. Intelligence saving throw 23.
As you're talking and you're kind of like remembering the statue, and perhaps it's because
And
it
the
was,
little
it was,
shrine.
it
I'm
was
gonna just
made
start
of- it
until
was made
somebody
of
stop
stone,
me. Yeah.
So it immediately, like, all the details of the stonework and stuff
yeah.
immediately.
I'm just
jumped
gonna
out
keep
at you.
describing that little room until somebody stops me. So,
Oh, well, there was the statue, and it was made of stone, and it had blah, 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 and a red light, and there was a painting of him in,
That,
like, a black suit, and...
You mentioned a symbol of sorts on the statue.
Oh, of course I did.
Scales and a sword, I believe. Something.
yeah.
All the symbol on the neck
Yes.
area. She was wearing something like a wedding or ceremonial dress.
It seemed he was worshipping her almost like a significant
That symbol
other.
is of a religious deity known as Surinam, the Just, I believe his name is, or something like that. I'm not much for religion myself, to be honest. But Surinam is usually portrayed as more of a masculine, knightly figure in some ways.
Oh,
Do you
interesting.
want to learn more about Mirlar as
I do.
leverage against him?
I do.
And what is it that you hope to gain from me or us with us being here now? And maybe going forward? I want to know how, I guess, my relationship with you differs from, I guess, the current one I have with Mirlar.
I would think that with, let's see, Ezekiel Merilar wishes to use you all to achieve his means and his ends. So, I believe that at the end of the day, myself and you in particular, Mr. Croft, have the same ends. So I would rather collaborate on that effort, potentially.
So you won't put a killing curse on him?
Not unless I have to. The spell that was cast upon you, it is known as Gaius, a magical vow quest that is granted upon you and will last for, I believe, a month. And if during that time period you do anything in order to not follow the instructions of what you agreed to, it will severely hurt. But the spell has its limitations. The limitations of the spell being that it can only trigger once a day.
Oh.
The other limitations, if somebody else around you does something, you don't necessarily have to stop them. It is simply you doing something that directly causes these spells' effect to trigger. Also, removing the spell is a fairly trivial matter, to be perfectly honest. Most dispelling magic, particularly anything that removes a curse, should be able to get rid of it.
Okay.
Calther was almost there.
I told you about it and you didn't want to.
Explore some options first.
I believe that Miss Lovelace was holding more so the ability to reach out to you, communicate with you, potentially look at you through these magical divination methods, to find inopportune moments to intimidate you in some ways and to behaving in a manner that would terrify you of the nature of the spell, much more so than it honestly should be. At least that's my belief.
That appears to make some sense.
Now, Miss Lovelace is ambitious. She's young. She's brash. And she may be a way in to, if you would like, to seek revenge on Ezekiel Merilar. I'm not going to stop you.
Are you suggesting?
I'm providing you with information that could lead you to make your own decisions.
That seems like something that might benefit us in the long term.
Well, what is
What-
it that... Oh, okay.
Yeah, what would you would like from us if we were to form some sort of relationship with you over Miralar?
I have it upon good authority that Ezekiel Merilar cannot be killed. I would like you all to kill Ezekiel Merilar.
Well, that just doesn't make any sense.
Now the problem, if we go back to Mirlar, is... Sorry, it was a player talk. But was he able to... He was able to make us do things like hand him back items? Was he able to make
He
a save?
casted something on us that compelled you to
Yeah,
do
but we were
things.
only mere boys back then. We're now men.
That's yeah.
In some ways,
it's
You
like
also
it's like
don't know what he can do.
yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
it's like any spell, right? Like
Well, I don't.
So, oh, sorry.
If you read.
I was gonna sit back and player talk, but I'm just like the last time when we interacted with Milar, what may have started this whole thing was Milar was able to force me.
We
to
were a
hand
little
back
out of his league.
He was able
Or
to force
he
me
was
to
out
hand
of our league.
back a book that was very important to him.
He's very strong. We weren't quite able to hold our own very well.
Yes, but now you know what he can do, so you won't be caught unawares.
You see, lady, we have a predicament, though. I'll tell you the same thing I told Mirla. I won't kill on your name. We're not mercenaries.
Ezekiel Miralar is not a good man. I think we can both agree on that front.
But how is that our problem?
It's not, to be honest. I am not. Once I remove the spell from your friend, I will do nothing to keep him here or to keep any of you here. You would be doing so of your own free will. If you wish to leave, you can leave.
Well, let's start with removing this curse.
Right.
Lyra's upon.
And she begins to cast the spell.
Oh, that's just like
does
that.
it look like she's casting remove curse?
Make an Arcana check.
She adding an improved curse. Improved.
Before as she's casting this, she says something first.
She's casting it.
You suck.
It's a natural 20.
I know.
And a 3.
As she's
Go to
casting the
sleep,
spell,
damn it.
and perhaps it's because she's also saying stuff while she's casting that you don't pick up the exact spell itself. She says to you, I'm going to be honest, once the spell goes through, I won't be certain for sure if it worked or not, so you might want to figure out a way to verify that it did.
You could say something against, and if you die, we'll heal you.
She holds her hand out, and all of a sudden you feel a chill pass over you from like the front all the way through your body, and you feel the same.
Is it done?
Well, I'm gonna devote my efforts to protecting Deldrak and Druin. I won't tell Lyra or Miralar about their location.
Oh my god. I'm gonna get a healing spell ready. Just be like, I'm gonna hold Cure Wounds.
Never, ever, ever. Oh god.
Yes. He's down.
Yeah.
You take 19 points of psychic damage.
Oh. Does your nose just start like bleeding?
Oh, it certainly does.
Oh god.
As you say that, you immediately double over, your head's hurting, your nose, and even your eyes start to bleed a little. She looks and tilts her head.
I don't think it worked.
Yeah.
That's strange. Unfortunately, the damage will only trigger once a day.
So this isn't just a simple curse now, is it?
Seems not. Perhaps. Perhaps I require some assistance. Wait 1 second. Ambition. Can you go to the manor? Go to the study hall and fetch.
Healing 9.
I heal you 9 as well.
Go to the study. I believe that's where Lord Constantine is. Please fetch him for me.
Teddy!
Oh shit.
Teddy! I'm always Teddy!
Wait, sorry, I missed that last part. Lord
She's
Constantine?
fetching Lord Constantine.
She needs help, so he said go fetch Lord Constantine.
Teddy!
The Ambition gives a slight nod and steps out of the door, leaving. I have an associate,
I'm very obviously holding my tongue.
Lord Constantine. He has a way with identifying strange magical influences upon people. Perhaps he has a way of knowing whether this curse has been lifted or not.
Yes, he's a very cool man.
Big one, come here. Let me take a look at that thing on your leg.
Oh, what? What thing? And I'll start looking at my leg.
I'm just gonna say, may I try to see if I can detect anything on Arcane?
By all means.
I'm gonna begin ritually
She
casting
gets
detect
up
magic.
and walks over to one of the library bookshelves there and begins perusing. Perhaps there's something in here that might. I'm sorry for the damage, the pain. I fully expected that to work. Perhaps we can try it at a higher level, or maybe a stronger spell. It should have worked.
And I pull the big one to the side and say, play it cool. We don't know if he's going to recognize
It's
us.
very hard for me not to speak what I know.
I know.
We know Teddy. What if he recognizes us?
Stop saying that. If he recognizes us, he's going to say. But if he doesn't, well,
That's fair. What's on
better
my
if
leg?
we keep it that way.
I'm just still looking at my leg. You got me concerned now.
You cast
Yes.
detect later.
Yeah, ritually, so it'll take 10 minutes.
You begin getting to work
Sleeve
on
of
it.
my
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, just
What
standing there.
what is on it?
Well,
All the casting that looks like.
oh, yeah, I would just be like sewing in the air.
Probably less than 5 or 6 minutes later, the door opens and in steps Ambition, followed by
Teddy!
a man that you recognize, brown skin, almost like a goatee on his face, short, tousled hair. He's not wearing armor. He's wearing almost normal clothes, like a fancy large robe that's tied around his waist. Kind of leisure clothes in some way.
Is he carrying a sword on his back?
He doesn't have weapons on him.
Does he seem to recognize us?
Make an insight check.
Can I help?
Make an insight.
I'm gonna say,
19.
Teddy, is that you?
Oh, okay, well, in that case, it doesn't even matter.
By what right do you speak my name so casually? You may call me Lord Constantine, thank you very much. And who are you all?
As soon as he says that, well, I mean, the last time we saw you, you said your name was Teddy. Don't you remember us?
When you first introduced yourself, to me at least.
We
you were
have
just-
never met.
Oh, we have.
My
two or-
apologies, sire.
We've met 2 or 3 times, actually.
You may. God damn it. You just
He's
remind me of
doing
a friend. I'm sorry.
No, we saw him at Clanko's, and then we saw
I think-
him. He was. Oh yes, just a
Just
friend.
another friend.
Just another person we know.
What's his?
Thaddeus.
Lady Garnette kind of turns around and approaches. You all have met?
No, it's a complete
No.
misunderstanding.
Yes, it was just another person that we knew once.
Teddy turns to you. Are you perhaps following me? I did visit Mr. Klanko's establishment a couple of days ago. How are you aware of that? And as he says that, he pulls his arm and a long blade just appears out of nowhere in it.
I've seen that sword before too.
Oh, we've been working with Plinko.
Lady Garnette just please, no bloodshed in the tower. If you would like to resolve anything, do it outside. Oh, so you must have spotted him out at the shop.
Potentially, yeah. Name may have been dropped. Plinko's been helpful to us, at least lately. Fortunately, he was not able to help me with whatever's going on here, and now, Lady Garnette has been so kind to try and help me, and she's now, hopefully, I think she believes that you might be able to help me with removing whatever this spell is.
Mm-hmm.
The Gaius curse?
I can, though I have to admit I am rather suspicious of you all at the moment, but if Madame Garnette requests it, and she nods, and, well, perhaps instead of getting rid of anything, theoretically, I already attempted to get rid of this curse, and it did not stick. Could you perhaps help identify why it did not take effect? He looks at, and you're the one who is the target of this?
Correct.
He closes his eyes momentarily, and he lifts up his right hand to his eyes and opens them, and you can see almost like a bluish glow coming out of his sleeve that he's holding up. As he does, a similar ice blue comes into his eyes as he looks at you, and this is the same time that your detect magic spell ends.
I have purple eyes.
The first thing you notice is a blindingly bright light coming from Teddy.
Right.
Particularly his eyes, and particularly his wrist, his arm. It is a magic very similar to the type that was on the mirror that you saw.
Okay.
Very similar, to the point that it's almost exactly the same blinding, prismatic, unrecognizable, something you haven't seen before.
Right.
You don't notice anything about Arkmir that seems out of the ordinary.
Okay. So just like, because when he first got it cast on him, I did use detect, and I got some, I can't remember what it was, but I got something that's not there anymore, or it's still there.
Oh, if you saw it then yes, it is still there.
Okay.
It has not changed.
It appears the magic that I saw placed upon you is still there. It still has hold. I don't know much more than that.
As Lord Constantine looks at you, I do see some traces of a magic that... Strange. Who was it who bound you to this?
Lyra Lovelace.
Can't say I've heard of her before.
Lady Garnette may have more information to share about her.
The two of them almost look at each other and seem like they're thinking something amongst themselves.
They're doing that weird visual thing.
She nods. Well, that's an unfortunate problem. I don't think I can remove that spell from you. I don't think any of us can. If what I believe is happening here has in fact happened, Miss Lovelace is the only one who can free you from that magic. And that magic could be much different than what I thought it was. It seems like the spell that was cast upon you was empowered by means that I do not understand she had. And you can see almost like, ever since they both looked at each other, Lord Constantine's face has grown very stern and almost angry.
Lady Garnette, what powers are we talking about here?
There are ways to amplify magics, to strengthen the power, to add additional effects, to augment oneself in ways unnatural. And I believe if what Mr. Constantine has said is true, then Lyra Lovelace may be in possession of some of these, which makes her very dangerous. In fact, it might make her a massive threat to the safety of the city.
Oh, well, that's not good. And you want us to walk in and try and take out Mr. Miralar?
this changes things. I would not recommend walking in and attempting to take him out anymore. If she possesses this, then he must have something similar. And that would explain how he, from what I have heard, can't be killed. Honestly, I apologize for perhaps misleading you here. It was not my intention by any means. If I were you, I would perhaps do whatever it took to get out of the spell and then disappear.
Well, appears that we'll need to make our way back to the Mushroom Ranch. At least I will. And
We're coming with you.
we'll see how helpful Miralar can be.
I will continue to dig into Ezekiel Miralar. He is a hard man to track down, and any information that you find out about him, or anything that could potentially point to his weaknesses, or any sort of things that he might be planning, either him or Miss Lovelace, I don't actually know who I'm scared of more anymore. And I am going to be frank here, I am scared of Miss Lovelace now. Which I honestly wasn't. I thought she was a young whippersnapper before this. Just an insect flailing around in the winds of fate. This changes things. Ambition. Make sure if any of them or any member of their association show up at the gathering in a week from now, to eliminate them. Lord Constantine will help. As you command. Is what ambition says.
Eliminate us?
No.
No,
Mushroom
Ezekiel's.
Really?
Well, things just changed.
I'm going to have to reevaluate things.
Well, are we free to get in touch with you should we need you?
As you wish.
I think it's from here. It's no longer a reason for us to stay. We'll start making our way to the Mushroom Lounge. I appreciate you trying and shedding some light on the situation.
Time in with your passive perception. You notice that basically ever since, or what's your passive insight? Nigel?
14.
14. What's everybody's passive insight?
perception is
Passive insight, 10.
Yours is high, but it's -5 right now.
14.
My insight is 10.
Okay.
Investigation's 18.
Yep, 14.
Ever since they both talked, the two of them seem to have sporadic moments where they aren't like speaking.
They're
Like,
doing
stopping in the middle,
weird
they're
thing that
pausing.
you guys do.
There's definitely something weird happening there. Lady Garnette's posture has also changed. She's not looking the same, like elegant, like sophisticated persona that she had. She seemed a little bit more hunched, a little bit more like her tail is on her back, just flicking back and forth. You can even make out faintly fangs in her mouth.
Ah, her demon thigh come will play.
She looks agitated.
Oh, is,
Thank you very much for your hospitality. Shall we go?
is there anything you might be able to provide us that can help us with this whole neural art business? You know, any potions or money? Or maybe this isn't the right place to be asking. But you seem awfully concerned and...
Well, besides Miralar, maybe there's if there's something else that we can help with.
anything at this point. I mean, we are talking about Arkmir's life, and we are kind of just walking into a pretty dangerous position all of a sudden, it seems like.
You said that Mr. Merilar had a way of controlling your minds. Perhaps.
It would seem so. He definitely had an influence over some of us, yes.
He really wanted that book back.
He made me do it.
I might have something for you. She goes upstairs. Wait for me here.
I did it. I bargained. That's not the right word. I don't know, but I did it.
Is there anything threatening coming from the posture of Lord Constantine or the ambition guy?
Not ambition. Lord Constantine seems to have a little bit of a tighter grip on his sword
Yeah, he's a
with both
bitch.
hands.
So,
This point.
so the one that
He's got it
made
kind of like
operate
stuck.
Yeah.
thing?
The guy's stuck on the ground. He's holding it with both hands, almost like ready to leap into action if he needs to.
Do I recognize the sword?
Make a perception check.
That was supposed to be a sword.
Elko made that sword.
That's good.
If
isn't it?
they were worried that
Oh, two identical
she could
rolls.
make it before or something.
Sorry, what was it? Perception?
Yeah.
Perception. 17.
You don't recognize the sword.
I don't.
So it's not the sword that you're.
It's one of the two that he had on. Well, okay, you recognize the sword, but you don't recognize it as one of the ones that you're looking for.
Gotcha.
It's not the one that he had on when you saw him in the storm.
This is a past one.
It's
could be
also
current
not
day
the one that your father was working on, or your uncle. Sorry, not your father.
Just somebody better than your father. That's all.
Better.
It seems different.
It goes through a lot of swords.
Yeah.
It does go through a lot of stuff.
This could theoretically be current day
Yeah.
Teddy.
And anything else about the sword itself? Like, do I have any idea what material it's made or anything like that?
It looks similar to almost, if you remember the ore of like reddish bluish material, it seems more red, and it has the same like red flecks with the way that you can kind of tell.
Ooh. Special.
Interesting.
It's similar, and in some ways it, like the size of it and everything seems very similar to like the blades that you saw him use. It's just not the same.
Same.
Older,
Same
newer,
but different.
Older, worse shape, to be honest.
looks in worse shape.
Well, you didn't see the sword that he was holding when he came from this.
No, because I think they were
It was in a
sheathed. Like
He only had
the
one.
interview.
It was sheathed.
Yeah.
When he came from the storm, he had one sword and a sheath.
yeah.
When he left Klanko's, that you saw him have two swords. This is neither of those two swords. It might be the same sword. Like you notice, like with a 17, you notice some similarities in the hilt,
The
but
hilt, whatever.
not as ornate, not as decorated, not as
It's
sophisticated.
not as
It's
cool
not
as
the
the
same.
one we saw.
It's not the same sword.
I'm gonna try.
Very fine craftsmanship, that blade, sir.
Alright.
I don't recognize the material. I'm a blacksmith by profession myself. Where one would find such a fine alloy?
Most weapons of Icefall are made with this.
Oh, it's a blade from Icefall.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the work from Cornwall? It's very fine
Say I am.
craftsmanship.
Can't say I am. At this point, you hear footsteps coming down the stairs, and Lady Garnette comes down holding a small box. She takes the box and walks towards you, Arkmir. Holds it out. This isn't a proposal of any sort, but she opens the box, and inside there's a ring.
Destiny.
Sick yes. Yes, 1,000 times yes.
It's a gold ring. On top of it, there isn't necessarily a gemstone, or maybe it is a gemstone. It's hard to tell. It looks almost like a brain pattern on it,
It's a protection of Mirror.
with golden filigree flowing through it. And the brain looks almost like purplish amethyst material. This is a very rare ring that I happen to possess, and I'm willing to, let's just say, lend it to you. This will help. It should keep you safe from anybody attempting to control your mind or sway your mind.
Is there one for each of us, or is it just
No, just the one.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I would recommend
Me.
granting it to the person who would be able to free you all from his effects.
So me?
You may distribute it as you see. And she hands the box to you. Her calm and composure seems to have returned a little bit.
She looked in the mirror and was like, ah, shit.
Thank you. We appreciate this.
Very much.
Learned
I
something.
have a potential idea that I would thought of.
We're listening.
Miss Lovelace is ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
She could be Mr. Miralar's weakness, potentially. Perhaps, if you would wish, we can arrange a meeting of sorts a week from today at my gala under the, let's just say, guise of potentially, as she now knows that we are acquainted, and figuring things out. It would require you to stay relatively safe and alive for a week. I'm sure you can manage that. But that might be an opportunity to get her away from Miralar on her own, or perhaps only with a handful of guards.
You're suggesting that we do not go to the Mushroom Lounge, instead wait.
Oh, I would definitely suggest you do not go to the Mushroom Lounge. Now, knowing what I do now, if Lady Lovelace has ways of compelling you all to do things in a manner augmented by this magic source, I don't even know what Miralar could do if you actually wanted. I do think that Miralar is still more powerful than her. Or else why would she work for him? Interesting.
Dick.
You have given me much to think about. If you would like to perhaps stay for lunch or dinner or whatever time, when she looks out of she looks to the side through one of the paintings, and the painting almost changes to just a view of the outside. Afternoon. Perhaps we can have lunch in an hour or two once I've discussed some things with Lord Constantine. But if you wish to leave, I will not stop you. Simply follow the path. Stick to the path. Do not stray from the path. Enter the double doors, past the statue to the grand foyer, exit from the front. The statues will see you through.
I think she has welcomed us, and if there's no rush to go to the Mushroom Lounge anymore,
If you think that's the best course of action.
then I think we can stay for lunch. How confident are you that we could arrange a meeting with Lyra and, let's say, at the party?
It will be challenging to make sure that she's not suspicious of anything, and that she still thinks she's in control, which should be easy to do so long as she doesn't know that we know about Let's just call them crystals. Her crystal.
We know about the crystals.
So long as she doesn't know.
And we know that they know that we know that they know.
Exactly.
Now
She
that-
should feel overconfident, and that might be our way in. She might bring guards, she might come very well protected, but it could be an opportunity.
Will they not be suspicious if we don't go to the Mushroom Lounge to
Is there a
collect
way?
your reward?
Is there a way that we can get this curse removed from you and still potentially have this plan come in effect?
Honestly, that is up to you. I will be. Strangely enough, I've been planning for this party for almost a few months, so I'm going to be holding it regardless. It's just a matter of whether I can work up an arrangement with Miss Lovelace to attend, perhaps under the guise of potentially using my influence to secure a seat on the council for her, aside from her father. I have much to think about. I do not know what avenues we might take. It might be that she does not want to leave filming in the Mushroom Lounge at all. And this entire plan could be worthless, but who knows?
Your fear is that if we go to the Mushroom Lounge, that could be the end of us.
Yes. But I will also ask one thing from you all. If I am to go through with this, if I am to invite Miss Lovelace into my house, into my something happened to Twitch,
Oh no.
into my gala, so to speak. If you all are not present, things might not end well for me. So
I think
I would like to know for certain that this plan is something that you want to continue and want to do before I make any attempts to set it up, so to speak. It doesn't have to be now. You can discuss it. In fact, I'd say perhaps let's pass on the lunch. You go, discuss, do what you need to do. We can chat afterward. I'm sure you, she points to Shelter. Do you have ways of reaching out to me?
I do.
I've seen you cast some magical spells over here. So.
Calvin, what are your thoughts on if we send another message to, say, Miralar, and can just let him know that, hey, excuse me,
Hey.
they'll have to delay coming back, maybe for, I don't know, another week or two. I know I have that time available.
Yes, I think I won't be able to today. I can first thing tomorrow. I think you'll just have to make sure we position it carefully, that we don't draw suspicion. Perhaps we have a lead on one of the others that we're trying to track down. We want to follow up on it before we visit.
Coming from you, I think that's perfectly okay with me.
Well, it has been quite a stressful afternoon, much more so than I had honestly anticipated upon waking up this morning. Ambition, would you follow me downstairs? I need to relieve some stress. You all may depart as you wish.
I bet
And she
you do.
begins to just go downstairs. Ambition very quickly follows.
Sure he does.
Lord Constantine is still standing here and kind of staring at you.
Just puts on a leather
Just a single zipper.
yeah.
Constantine turns around and walks towards the door. Opens the door, walks out. He does the thing to make the sword disappear.
As he is walking out, I say out loud, "Look up! Ironbeard blacksmiths from Cornhall. They're pretty good.
I'll check it out.
Planting a seed.
Planting a seed.
That's how it all happened.
Yeah, that's it all.
He exits the door. He's holding the door open for you all to leave. He's not going to leave you alone in this room.
We must leave.
Where should we go?
Out.
Oh, okay.
Just leave, I guess.
I'm just okay.
Mm-hmm.
You exit the tower and make your way down the stairs back to the stone walkway, heading into the courtyard. Lord Constantine's just leading you along the walkway, and you had previously been following Ambition. The one thing you do notice is the flying overhead above you is a crow, and it's just keeping an eye on you.
Shit.
Circling around, circling back.
Jump Constantine now.
Yeah, jump him quick.
Take that, old man. Oh no.
Yeah.
They're just following.
You all walk into past the fountain. He leads you to this wide open double door that almost opens as he approaches, entering into this large foyer with all sorts of art, paintings, and statues and carvings all around. He turns to the left and says, "Keep going straight, and you should find yourself back in Ward 2.
Thank you. Sorry for the
Walks
confusion.
He simply walks into the door, and the door closes behind him. We're all now standing in this grand foyer.
We should probably
these two
discuss some things.
Statues on either side that are looking at you all. And
Probably want to get out of here first.
Do they look like similar to the other statues we've seen? Or are they?
Aren't they naked women?
they're not naked women. They are naked men, though.
Oh,
Nice.
interesting.
They have different.
There's two of
They
them.
have different swords.
They are unarmed.
Touche.
Should find somewhere to talk.
You very quickly make your way around. There's like a large, almost like sculpture here in the middle. Again, an ice sculpture of sorts. This one seems like it's shaped like a mountain. And sticking out of the mountain at the top left is a sword.
Yeah.
And the sword is not made of ice. The sword is very much a real sword.
Cool.
It is a long, thin-bladed rapier with a black and gold hilt. Completely stuck in.
Is it like?
It's wedged to the.
Is there a red octagonal gemstone somewhere?
Not that you can see.
Alright.
Is
Is
it?
it huge or is it like
Yeah, is it
normal
regular
size?
It's a normal-sized statue.
Can I try
Like a
and
normal-sized
King
sword.
Arthur
The
it?
sword is up above you. Well, like it's like the top of this, like mountain type.
It was just on the ground,
You could
actually.
potentially try to reach it and like try to pull it out.
I'll do it just for fun.
Make a strength check.
Okay. We use the destiny die. That never fails. Yeah, it failed. 7.
Does not move. Also, the sword is much too small for your giant hand.
Yeah. But my
If I like
strength is too
walk on
much.
the ice and just like, does it move at all?
Does
I
not
don't know.
move.
Okay.
It's just ornamental.
Let's not.
Wait, you touched it? Did you touch it? You touched it.
Yes.
You instantly feel
Oh god.
a voice in the back of your head. A low, guttural voice.
Good, Anakin. Good.
Son,
What?
one day you will seize your destiny.
She said she was Destiny. You're gonna seize her.
But not today. As you pull your hand off the sword, immediately overwhelmed with this, there's a word that just keeps flying through your head.
Destiny.
Frost Razor. Frost Razor.
I'm not gonna write it down because I didn't hear.
Frost Razor. Frost Razor. Frost Razor.
Is that your new name? Because that's all you can say, like Hodor.
Frost razor.
So I'm just like there, and I'm like letting go of this rapier and standing there sideways on the ice.
It's a little bit frosty in here. We should probably get going. I need to shave. Does anyone have a razor?
You grow hair?
No.
But Cal here, there's no hair on your butt.
Yeah, I was saying we should get going.
Let's not screw around with these statues or anything at this point.
Yeah,
The statues, as you look back at them, have both turned and are looking directly at Arkmir on top of this ice sculpture.
She's just watching.
Arkmir, get down here.
The statues were originally standing like this, staring across the hallway at each other. Now they're turned this way, facing you all in the direction
We
of the
probably
door.
shouldn't mess up their decorations.
Shall we?
Yes.
Come.
Do they turn with us going?
They're watching you, and they slowly pivot and turn towards you as you all approach the door. The door opens automatically.
Convenient. Oh, should we go find some food or a place to stay for the night?
You exit and you find yourself in this long, almost like hedge pathway that leads out, sheltered with like trees. Beautiful. But up ahead of you, you can see a couple of the street almost opens out. So very similarly, you've been to War 2 before, like the much more closed, quiet, peaceful pathways. Not really that many guards. You come out and you
There's
begin
also those
making your
other
way.
different fancy guards that aren't the Iron
Yep.
Cog.
You begin making your way through the streets.
Yeah.
And occasionally, you can spot in the distance one of the members of this guards with like the long halberds.
Yeah.
And, like,
So did you guys notice? Like they had these like staring contests with
Oh, it's
Lord
similar to what they
Constantine.
do. Oh.
Similar to the weird thing that you guys do, and like I don't know, like feels like you're talking, but you're not really talking. But it felt totally like that in there.
They were
I wish you
I'm
would
just
have.
gonna stand there staring at you.
Oh, he's doing it. They're doing it again.
They're doing it.
I really wish you would include us one time.
It feels like an inside joke.
Yeah, we never get included and don't like it very much.
It sucks.
Yeah, maybe we should start doing something back to this.
Did you notice how like she was also like, oh, like, I'm Lady Garnette, and then she has this invisible conversation with the teddy guy, and all of a sudden she's like hunching and like her tail's wagging like crazy, and she's like, I don't know, sweating or like bulging veins or
Something was wrong when they realized that the magic that's cast against me is
yeah, what
stronger
the
than they
fuck
thought.
is up with that?
Yeah, it doesn't sound very good.
So, yeah.
Um,
But what was interesting is our friend Teddy.
it definitely didn't recognize us, at least from what it looked like.
Clearly not our friend.
Or it's our friend from a different time period? I don't really know.
He didn't. Was he wearing a glove, or was he just his hand?
he was not.
So I didn't see. Did we?
He had like a long sleeved shirt.
And we saw a blue glow.
But we
You
didn't see
saw a blue
anything,
glow
like-
coming from his wrist.
But like the other one, did we see like something on his?
You
hand
saw a
before,
crystal
right?
embedded. Was it up here or was it down here?
I assumed it was like here.
it
Yeah,
was
you
like
said
on his
forearm,
arm. It was on a
yeah.
forearm. Like
Oh,
down
it's on
here,
the
like,
forearm.
yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was
Yeah,
here.
no. So I would assume when we saw the glow, we'd kind of associate it, but don't know for sure.
The strange thing to me is that looking at his sword felt almost like it was more worn now than when we saw him get out of the storm. Like I don't know for sure
Are you
if
guys
it was
walking while doing this?
if
Where
it
are you
was-
going to?
Yep.
Where are you going to?
just walking aimlessly
The only
down
restaurant
the
that you
street.
know in War 2 is Sophistication.
We're not going to sophistication. I think we're just
Walking down the
walking and
street.
seeing if we spot
Okay.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's
Uh,
Tacos?
Ward 1.
Ward 1.
Like, I don't know if it was the same sword, but that day when like we met him outside of the storm, like if it seemed like it was the same hilt, but it was newer then, and it looks like older now. So
I think this may have been Teddy before he figured out what your sister figured out. This doesn't seem to be a man who traverses through lightning rifts.
But why would the sword look older?
Maybe he had new modifications done to it. He found new things and had it remade, or there's a number of things different with him. He didn't have any of the armor we saw. He didn't have his...
I didn't have my uncle's sword either.
There's a lot we still don't understand about all of this.
I'm just very uncomfortable with being in the middle of the war between these two, like, very powerful figures.
Unfortunately, I think we are stuck in the middle of it because he has his hand on Artmir's life right now. And that brings me to what she just said to us about we shouldn't return there, but you point out it might be odd not returning there, and if we go in there and just agree to what he says, at least for now, maybe he does remove it.
There may be a way to buy us, or buy me, some more time.
I mean, he did say he would give us a payment if we returned one of those 3, which we have, and he said he would remove that from you. I mean, as long as we don't go in there and disagree with any further requests or disobey him in any way, I think we could buy some more time, but... Or maybe we just don't go at all and you remain with this curse on you.
I'm just not comfortable going back to the Mushroom Lounge now, knowing how powerful they are, especially with the rest of you. I know my life is endangered and I don't want to risk everyone else. Especially if there may be a way to help solve this problem in a week's time or so.
We'll just have to find a clever way to convince him why we can't come back or aren't coming back.
I think it could be as simple as, there's something else that we need to take care of now, but we know that there's... Lyra's gracious enough to grant me, 30 days? How long has it been?
Not too
30.
long. Yeah.
4 days?
4 days?
It's just under a week, yeah.
So there is definitely time.
So
but
Lyra had told you a week.
To get
Lady
info.
Garnette said 30 days. Lyra, in a secret message to you, said you might have longer.
Oh, I got you.
That's yeah.
You don't know who to believe anymore, to be honest.
Yeah.
Listen, lad. We cannot make this decision. It's your life on the line, so it's up to you. If you want to go back, we'll go back. If you don't want to go back, well, that's fine, but I worry if we might be getting deeper into a hole.
I think it's important to go along with what Timon's saying is this city has vastly changed in the last 2 weeks. The city that I've known for 100+ years is no longer the same city that remains today. There's wars happening everywhere. There's disagreement between wards. The Artificer Council that I once knew and loved, or at least knew of, is no longer there. My father is worried. Harriet's missing. Her father's missing. I really don't have anything left that I knew from a day-to-day thing other than trying to save the city in some capacity. And the device worked in Ward 6, so we at least have that in terms of keeping the city functioning and walking, but I mean, does any of that even matter if there's this bigger picture looming, and with all these rift things and Astra disappearing randomly? What I'm trying to say is, I know you worry about our lives and it's your life at risk, but that's no longer the case. Our lives are equally, we're just as mixed up in this as you. I know we don't have the stranglehold that Lyra has on you, but...
Just play her talk quickly. I think, I was just looking at my notes. I think she did tell me 30 days because I have it written down.
I was going to bring it up.
In the words of her vow that she made publicly in front of Ezekiel, it was, you have 7 days to come and get back with us. In a spending spell, she told you 30 days.
30 days.
Yeah, she told you, 30 days at most, but I think she had also said, as long as you provide information, like, as you're doing it, then you should be okay.
Yeah.
Like, within a week, if you're giving updates on stuff.
Maybe there's maybe tomorrow's message should be sent to Lyra instead.
It sounds like we might be able to use Lyra against Mirlar. It also sounded from Lady Garnette that she wasn't fully convinced that the reason why Lyra is even with Mirlar right now. But we have a week before that party. We need to kind of figure out how we're going to approach this and what we're going to do in the meantime. Is there any loose ends that we need to clean up? Is there anything that is convincing enough to avoid going to the Mushroom Lounge?
Oh. It's nothing urgent, but I would like to pay Klenko a visit.
We can certainly do that.
And as for Mirlar, I can't say there's anything else that's more pressing for me to do.
As y'all are mindlessly walking down the street towards like something, you don't quite know what. All of a sudden, from right behind you, your voice. What the fuck are you guys doing? You turn around immediately and you see in the same sort of disheveled homeless man outfit,
Teddy.
which does not fit in at all in Ward 2, a very familiar face. Yeah, he's on his back, one sword, the other unsheathed. Well, actually, you don't see his swords because he's in a disguise.
Yeah.
We need to go somewhere quiet right now.
Lead the way.
Follow me. He turns and just starts walking back into Ward 2 somewhere. But in an opposite direction from where.
Right.
We probably should talk.
Guess we go.
Also, where's the fifth one?
That's a very interesting
That's
question.
yeah.
We were hoping you might know.
He begins to walk, leading you through these gorgeously beautiful trees and fountains and very quiet ward. You eventually find your way to a large, ornately decorated library? Seems like. It doesn't seem like it has any decor or anything. It looks like an old building. Like large columns, the carving at the top that just says the Scrivener's Vault. Looks like either a library or a bookshop. That's hard to tell.
The Scrivener's Vault?
Scrivener's.
Scrivener.
Scrivener's Vault?
Scrivener.
He walks up, pushes open the door, walks in, and is walking like he knows the place, front and back. Walks through a couple of stacks, finds a small doorway in the left, opens the door, leads you all through. This is a fairly cramped room of sorts.
Doubly cramped. Triply cramped.
Very cramped with all of
Nice.
you in it.
Sick.
He turns to you all and says, "Something is fucking wrong, and you all are doing it. What is happening?" Because when we last met, the only time I saw you was in Ward 8. But now I have seen you once before. My memory doesn't change. Our memory doesn't change. Something is happening and you all are involved. What are you doing and how?
Yep.
Question: were you just at Lady Garnette's
No.
house?
That was several years ago.
Well, we just saw you there. I don't.
But you recall us being there?
Yes. But I'm very certain that you weren't when I was there.
Oh, well, interesting.
So you're saying that Your
I have two
memory?
memories of the same moment, one in which you are there and one in which you are not. That should not be possible.
I don't know
I
what to
mean,
tell
what are
you.
the
I
ones
mean,
time jumping?
Were
we were brought there.
the rest of us aware of like what happened with the mirror when the whole thing with Astra happened, or is it just...
You were we have it like it was a memory.
see.
Like it rewinded almost.
Okay, that
There's-
was it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have... Yeah, I got...
Been
went
some
back and
interesting
not seen
time
that.
moments, but I mean, we were brought to Lady Garnette.
Define time moments.
Oh, well, you know, I mean, our friend Astra has disappeared, twice
Yeah,
now.
what happened to her?
That, again, we
sure.
have no idea. She just was here one moment, and then the next moment she wasn't. And then she came back, and it wasn't her. It felt like a different her.
Actually, when we met a different you, at Garnette's just here recently, I was looking for magic on Arkmir here to see if a dispel had worked on the curse that he had placed upon him. I sensed a type of magic on the other you, very similar, almost identical to this. And I take out the mirror.
He looks at the mirror. What is the... I don't see myself in the mirror. What's going on? What is this?
I don't know, but it was at the location.
Hold on 1 second. He drops his homeless garb, but he now...
Guys, it's constant.
He appears to be dressed in the armor that you remember seeing him when he came from the rift.
From the rift. Okay.
You can see his right arm, the glove. You can see on his forearm, he has the crystal.
Yeah.
He holds it up to his eyes in a very similar motion that you saw.
Anyone
him
getting a sense
do.
of deja vu?
He
We just saw
focuses,
you do
closes his
that.
eyes, opens his eyes, looks at the mirror, steps back.
I take it wasn't good.
Does your friend know a Haster?
That's
I
the
don't.
the name that
Is that the name of the
You told us before at the-
War date, yeah.
that's the first I've heard of that name.
We've never heard it before.
Well,
other than
second
you.
now,
Yes.
but
Both
from
from
you.
you, yes.
Do you remember telling us that name?
I do, but I didn't expect.
Are you suggesting Astra knows this?
Do you
Astra?
know who she is? Do you know what she is? Has
Oh,
she
well,
said
she's from
anything
North.
about anything?
He's our friend from North.
She's from a tower north.
We don't know a whole lot about it.
Yeah, she just keeps saying that there's a tower and that she's
There's a
from there. And there's a
boy on the
boy
other side
inside
of
the
the
wall.
wall.
Or on the other side of the wall that I'm pretty sure she made up, but
She
I don't think it's
reads
actually
lots
there.
of books and
She
talks-
has a very good
talks a lot.
imagination and she disappears, so
Talks a lot about reading all
she's
languages.
very colorful.
There is
girl.
something that she mentioned that was very peculiar among other things. She ages
Yeah, she
both directions.
She could be young or old. Well, the version that showed up didn't seem like the Astra I knew.
What? He's just shaking his head at this point.
It doesn't make sense, does it? Time
But
is
there
a soup.
seems to be an element
Weird
of time
soup.
with her.
Time's a bit wibbly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really know where we are right now. I miss my dad.
We'll make sure to kill him.
It's my dad. It's my dad alive.
Is my dad dead right now? Like, are we in a different time zone? Now that we say it out loud, Astra is a bit odd.
Didn't notice until
Yeah. She also has some tattoos that changed. That's also a little weird. I noticed that one morning when she was sleeping.
He walks towards a wall in the small, very cramped room, touches it with his hand that has a crystal on it, and the wall shatters. You see cracks in reality, similar to what you just saw earlier in the
Not
same
this
day.
again, oh my.
Again.
We need to chat with someone from the Wormguard Ring. Okay, Tisha Trasandro. I don't even know why we're doing this. I don't trust any of you, but, well, might as well.
Yeah, we've heard that, and we've heard of Tisha.
Yeah.
Tisha
Tisha.
T.
He just steps
She had the
through
staff. You have the staff.
You have the staff.
Yeah.
He just steps through the wall.
Did you
Follow
just
me.
say tit? Oh, I guess we're going. Did you say tit? I guess we're.
We're
Can
going to
we
the
see,
TVA.
like
Yeah.
through?
Yeah, it's the
The
TVA.
TVA.
Yeah,
Walk through, I guess.
yeah. You could have made it bigger.
It's just some like not.
I know, but
it's
I don't know
solid.
that. I
This
don't
the
know that.
TVA is called the WGR.
Yeah. Yeah.
You step through it and you find yourself in a small room. The room is empty. There's nothing there. It is flat, white ground. And then a shade of gray all around.
No
you.
windows, no door.
Nothing. And in all directions, you are standing in a void of anything.
Is he there?
He's there.
Oh, okay.
What is the? It's a worm.
Prison done.
Worm guard ring.
Worm guy ring.
WGR.
He's standing there and he's talking to someone, and as you approach, you see in front of you a woman. She's elf, red hair, turns and looks at all of you. These are the 4 that you mentioned? Yes, your friend, Astra.
Oh, you know her.
Yes,
What is she?
she may be very important.
Oh, is she not? She disappears. Can't be that important.
Something's happening.
Important how?
Legends say that at some point in the future there will come one who will align the realities of the timeline and make sure that things happen as they are supposed to happen. That type of important.
That doesn't sound like Astra at all. She can read
But
a lot
something's
of
not
writings,
happening
though.
like it should.
Sorry, who are you?
I'm Tisha Trasandro.
Tisha.
Oh,
You're the Tisha?
Tisha Trasandro.
Oh, well, I mean,
High Magister of the Order Draconis.
yes, I know of you actually.
Leader of the Drakengard or Wormguard ring.
Sure.
I'm gonna pull up the stat line.
Yeah.
Is this version of you, Tisha, in need of this stuff? Oh, wrap it.
I'm in the unique position that I exist in all versions at the same time. Also, I really need to explain to you how this version thing works.
I don't understand.
We had sent Lord Constantine here on a very specific mission to find and eliminate Lady Angelika Garnette for potentially disrupting the world at some point in the future, which could lead to the destruction of everything we all hold dear, releasing forces well beyond our understanding, and honestly just stopping the timeline before Astra gets where she needs to be.
Okay, you're gonna have to back up a lot. Hi, my name's the big one. So Astra's involved.
None of you all are supposed to exist.
Well, that's weird and rude at the same time.
my family has existed for generations. What do you mean?
My father's a gnome.
You're supposed to exist, but you're not supposed to be in Astra's path.
I mean, she came to
found us,
our
yes.
path.
She wanted our help.
Like, she wandered in front of us, like, as we were making our way
Some
to
people
Schema.
call it destiny.
I think she may also be trying to keep us alive. Why?
She's our friend.
Should we mention what happened earlier? So we were explaining to Teddy, or Mr. Constantine, Lord Constantine,
You can call me Teddy.
that Astra was with us. She's disappeared a few times, but the latest one, we were in a room.
She's not even.
We were in a room, and she tried killing somebody named Hezric, and then I shot her pseudo dragon, which probably was a mistake, and then we kind of
Astra
went
is a
back
very
20
special
seconds.
being who I can't. Never. Worst comes to worst, I'll just wipe this entire thing anyway. Astra is a very special being
Okay.
who was placed somewhere to learn how to control her very special nature.
Well, she
If
doesn't.
she has left, which she is supposed to, at some point, she is supposed to go back. We need to make sure that she gets back there. All of us do. Or else, well, let's just say this world won't exist anymore. Sure, why not? Let's go with that.
So you want her to be imprisoned at the tower again?
It's not her prison, it's her home.
I mean, if she has not known any other home, how can she know that it's a prison?
Yeah, she doesn't really come across as somebody who's trying to learn more about her quest power.
Why does she need to be back at the tower? What is it?
All we know is that at some point in the future, she will have to go to the tower and do something. She will have to take on the responsibility that she is meant to hold, which will save this entire realm from falling to the forces of chaos.
Is anybody else really confused? How is she
ambiguous
supposed
statements.
to go back if she doesn't know the thing she's supposed to do? She's doing it.
She is supposed to be on a journey of discovery, but she is supposed to be doing this alone.
Well, why does she have to do it alone?
Why would she have to do it alone? She's our friend.
I don't know. You will have to ask her.
She doesn't really like to tell us a lot of things. She also lies occasionally, and by occasionally I mean all the time.
I don't know what's happening here. All I know is our organization, everything that we strive for is to make sure to hold things together until the Watcher can return to where she is meant to be.
So you're saying
Our
Astra
literal-
is the Watcher?
Entire existence of this entire realm depends upon it. Now, you all are doing something strange based on what Theodore, you can call me Teddy,
Hi, Teddy.
based on what Teddy just told me, you were able to influence multiple timelines at once.
As far as we're concerned,
How,
we're just
how did we do
doing our
that?
own timeline.
It's not like we stepped through one of the rifts or anything. Like, we got hit by some lightnings and shit, but, like,
I don't
all
think,
it does is, like, grow big and, like...
I don't think the lightning could do this. You said there was a mirror of some sort involved in this?
Yeah.
Teddy just points towards you.
Oh, this one? It doesn't count.
like,
Doesn't
hold
have
it.
reflections in it.
It doesn't have reflections in it. Yours. You can see her reflection in it as she's holding it.
Teddy said he couldn't see his though. right?
Teddy couldn't see it.
That timeline.
Why can't we see her?
Because she exists in all timelines.
I'm trying to help and understand, and I want to know where Astra is just right now, but
She's somewhere else. I don't know how she got there. I don't know how to bring her back, to be honest. She has to do it herself because, honestly, at the end of it all, she's far more powerful than me.
Sorry, can you explain to me how you exist in all timelines, but... And I guess our friend Teddy, does he as well, or...
No, he's able to travel through time, but he doesn't exist everywhere.
But you somehow do?
Yes.
so how are we supposed to stop altering multiple timelines if we don't know what we're doing to alter the timelines, and we're supposed to help, or Astra's supposed to get back to where she is, and without the help of us, when we don't know what the thing she's supposed to be doing is.
I don't know. Teddy, you said she wasn't ready when you saw her. She's not.
Well, that's a little rude. I think she's quite capable.
I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss. All I know is she has to get where she needs to be.
Which is north.
Yeah.
Tisha, do you oversee these timelines?
No.
What is your purpose, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, she clearly heads this organization.
Do you know where Tilda
I serve
Swinton is?
Haster. He is a watcher. He's the watcher.
Sorry, who'd you say?
Haster?
Haster.
I thought Astra was the watcher.
Yeah. I thought Astro was the watcher as well.
She will be.
See.
She'll be the one who, well, does what he couldn't. Finishes the job, so to speak.
Tell me, is Haster someone you fear, or is not good? Or are they doing a good job, they just need to be replaced by Astra?
Astra has been here for a very long time. He is growing older and he is growing weaker.
Sorry, that's still not.
It is
answering my-
only his power that is holding the Dragon Lords at bay and has been doing so for millennia. It will be her responsibility one day in the future to do the same.
So we gotta kill Astra so Dragon.
So Astra's gonna die, yeah.
So she becomes a jailer.
She fulfills her destiny.
Sorry, but that.
Did she choose this?
No, that's an answer.
She was created to do this.
By who?
By Astra?
Yes.
Were you created by Astra as well?
In a way.
Were
He granted me this power.
all of us created by Hostile?
I don't know what all of you are.
Well, again, I've been trying to say I live in Schema. My name is the big one. Again, I'm just a little confused why A, you're telling us all this if we're not supposed to be involved, and then 2, how are we supposed to be involved? How can we help?
You need to rescue Astra wherever she is.
Well, where? Okay.
You need to make sure that she knows how important she is and that she doesn't. She is the only one who can figure out what is happening here.
Is she
Nobody
aware
else can.
of her own purpose?
I don't know.
Well, that's complicated.
She's never.
I
told
don't
us
think
any of
she
this.
should be.
I mean, she definitely
Because-
shies away from some information, but definitely not. I think she would
I
have told
think
us if she was the savior of the world.
She's not ready for this information yet. She's not ready. She's not meant to be ready yet. We're supposed to hold the time until she is ready. And when she is ready, she is supposed to take her rightful place. And keep everything going.
Huh.
It is not yet time. I'm telling you all of this because I don't know what or who you are, or whether you all even really exist.
Okay, you sound a little crazy right now. If we are disturbing...
What you are doing should not be possible, but yet somehow it is. If you know why you are able to do what you are able to do, tell me.
Would it be out of the question that our interactions with Astra would?
Unless she is somehow... No. Only she can answer these questions. I have given you some information that nobody in this world should know. I trust. that you will not reveal it to
Oh,
anyone.
I'm great at keeping secrets, don't worry.
You will be.
Well, since you're the sole Tisha, as I understand it, I believe you've requested this staff.
I did.
Do you still need it?
I do. It's a staff.
I think it's incomplete. Deldrock left in a hurry.
It is. But this is how it's supposed to be.
Listen, you said the Dragon Lords, or are you talking about the dragon that used to torment the people that
Yes.
are now part of Cornwall?
3 millennia ago, myself and the Riftwalkers and the Drakenworm Guard Ring, we used to be called the Draken Guard Ring, sealed them away with the help of Hastra, the Watcher. Astra's magic is the only thing keeping them at bay.
So it wasn't the House of Corn that drove the dragon away?
Oh, fairy tales?
I've heard that, but I thought it was legend.
No. The Dragon Lord simply disappeared. Instead of that, they were... Let's just say, time is more powerful than most things.
Oh, everything was a lie. But if they come back, that would be
They
bad.
won't come back.
But you said that Haster is holding them at bay and he
Yes.
is getting weaker?
Yes. Which is why Astra must follow her path.
What if she doesn't? Everything just stops being?
Can Haster just keep doing
Possibly.
things?
I don't know what his plans are anymore.
Where is Haster?
I don't know. We haven't spoken in centuries.
And,
You all, whatever you are some sort of way of keeping Astra to her path, achieving whatever your goals are, whatever you want. At the end of the day, she needs to be the one responsible for this.
all I wanted was to find my sister. Sounds like you might be her boss now. I'm Diamond Ironbeard. Anya disappeared in a storm about 4 weeks ago, 5. And I've been trying to find her. And Daddy here told me that she is a rift walker now. All I wanted to do was find her. My father is sick, worried, feeling guilty. Laden with guilt.
I am sorry for your loss.
Is she gone? But Teddy, you said that she was alive. Is she gone?
She's alive, but she's not destined to be.
Not destined to be alive?
Sounds like
I
none
can't
of
tell
us
you
are.
much. There's a reason that Anya never reached out to you.
Well,
She thought it best that you and your family just thought that she had died.
I never thought that she died. She disappeared. She left this behind. And I hold the blue scarf that I usually have around my neck. And I saw her. the other day, like when we were putting some power back to the Ward 6, there was this, I don't know, dream, vision, something, and I saw her. And she was fighting this giant, and I was running to help her. It was just a brief thing, and all of a sudden I was back. I saw her.
She's looking at you a little bit quizzically and kind of like leans her head. This vision.
She was not dead.
I don't know what you saw. I honestly don't know what or who you all are. There's something greater at play here.
Is there any way I can talk to her?
I'm sorry, I cannot help facilitate that. If she...
You can't or you don't want to.
Both. She is busy doing something of grave importance. All of us are, to be honest.
Let us help. If
I'm
that's
hoping
what...
that you will. I'm hoping that you will help Astra. Unless you all are some sort of means of straying her from the path. I don't even know what to believe anymore. I need to do research to figure out what's going on.
Do you see our timelines?
Yes, I think so. And she looks at each of you individually. Yes. Each of you set out on your own journeys. And something brought you together.
It was just a caravan, and we all ended up in the same pub.
I don't see that in your time. In where you, may I? And she begins to cast a spell.
I can't fucking do it.
Big one's just confused as fuck, so proceed.
As she casts the spell, she looks at you first and like stares at you, and all of a sudden you are in your home. You're in your workshop. You're working on a project. You're working on a repulsor cylinder device in order to harvest energy and bring power back to Scheme. You're on your own. She looks at you, Timon, and passes her hand over you, and all of a sudden you're in the field with a caravan with Karana and Julius, and you're traveling, but you're traveling through the woods. You're not traveling to Schema. You're traveling south. He looks towards you, Arkmare. You're in Marinu, and you're in a lavish home with golden statues and lounging on a chase.
Nice.
Life is good.
Eating grapes.
Can you put me back there?
No. Getting fed grapes.
Yeah.
He looks over to you, Falther, and you. Instead of going northwest, you went southeast. You're walking through the woods, and you arrive. You see in the distance a desert, and glittering sands as you crest through the trees. Each of you in each of your visions is alone. Well, except for yours, you got Karana and Julius there.
The only problem with that is that's not what happened.
What is this memory that we just saw?
That's where you all are supposed to be. And I think on that note, that's a pretty good spot to end the session.
I'm so confused.
My brain hurts.
My life takes such a turn now.
Yeah. I'm just gonna rip up all of this. God damn, alright.
I was taking notes pretty well until this part.
Yeah,
All of a
it's-
sudden it was such a
Times
an overload of information. Like, bleh.
So much time.
And that was the pre-session for the campaign.
Yeah.
Now we start the actual campaign.
Now we go to our proper timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, next episode. And you wake up, and you're on a lounge chair.
You're lounging.
Cool. Alright.
Shit just happened. What the shit just happened?
Yup.
We
Yeah.
will figure that
I
out
don't
next
know.
time. We'll see where this goes from there.
Alright.
Bye.
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 Bye.